So, as I texted you about Twitch's biggest competition, Plexstream,
Is it Plexstorm or
or
Plexstream?
Plexstorm, I'm sorry.
Because I don't, whatever one I put in took me to this website, and I'm just like, what is this? And it took me a minute to like scroll through the front page to even like understand what the fuck it was, and I'm like, oh god, kids, stay on your side of the room.
Yeah, I was at work when I heard about it, and so of course I'm like, fuck it, let's look at what it is.
Oh yeah.
Oh, so the first one, some girl in her lingerie or whatever playing League of Legends. Scroll on
Well,
down, there's
and
some
it's
dude.
not just girls either, though. It's not just
Oh no
girls.
no no, that's what I'm getting at. There's a dude playing Hearthstone, camera on him, like me, camera on his soft
Secondary
dick,
camera. Secondary.
no pants,
Wait,
just dick
just dick.
under his desk.
I think I found
And
my new full time gig.
right, hell yeah.
Except
You're gonna
for
be like, well, why
except for
is
my
that?
gunt is gonna be hanging over my tiny flaccid fucking acorn sized dong.
Why does that guy have a peanut on two golf balls?
I just see bush. I don't know. Is there a penis in there?
Is there a cashew stuck in that bird's nest? I understand that Twitch is they have pretty strong rules.
The TOS, yeah.
Yeah, the TOS is
For girls. I mean for guys
even
too. You can't show side dick.
no side bulge.
No.
If a dude shows his nips, does he get a ban?
They just did something to where they just changed some wording in there, so now dudes can show nips. But I think
Okay.
I think that's in. I believe that is in regards to like workout streams, because there is a fitness section in Twitch. I know some people actually that do workout streams. Um,
Oh, so
and so
like
if
dudes
they're
without shirts on and stuff.
right, I don't know if it's necessarily without shirts, but if you're wearing like a cut off shirt, that the sleeves are cut off and like you get a little swing in your shirt and you see a little nip action.
Oh yeah.
I think that might be in regards to that. But yeah, girls can still not show nips, except for if
Hmm.
you're a linity.
She gave herself the ban.
Did she?
She
Oh,
gave herself a 3-day ban.
I
I
mean,
may
good for
be
her. Way to be like, hey, I fucked up, but
right. I may be a
no, that's a titty.
normal user now of Plexstorm.
I might have to talk to the wife if I can make some cash on it. Like, hell, I'll show a little side dong. I didn't even know about this page. Like, why isn't this page more mainstream? A bunch of these dudes watching, simps, if you want to call them that, if you want to use that word. If you're keen to the new simp word, I just found out what it actually legitimately means like last week.
I have no idea what it means.
Basically, the same essence as guys going to a strip club and thinking, "Oh, these strippers are the stripper's gonna fall in love with me if I get like 50 lap dances from her."
Gotcha.
Why not make some real motherfucking money? Actually, that's one of my redeem things down there too. It's Butters going, "Bitch, you want to make some real motherfucking money?" I checked it out a little bit. I didn't get too in depth. I clicked on a couple profiles and was like, "Oh, that's some nudity streaming right
That's
there."
that's a winner.
That's a wiener. Yeah, I clicked all dudes.
My thumb kept slipping on my phone.
Oops, that's a dude. Oh no.
Jesus Christ.
Oh Jesus Christ.
Uh,
God.
Last night I was on Twitch, and that I just want to give a quick shout out to WrestleThon. Yeah, they were doing the No Kid Hungry.
Charity stream.
Yes,
Hell yeah.
it was just one of their smaller streams because what they have now, they have a tournament going on with older games, and they have it on Twitter. And last night they played No Mercy. I just watched them play No Mercy. I believe it was another SmackDown game, maybe. But what they do, the WrestleThon, I try to watch it every year. I love it. I stay up late, watch it. I talked to Jake. He is one of them that started it, and I think it's an amazing thing what they do because that's for Child's Play. I don't know if it's going to be for Child's Play charity this year. Either way, it's for a great cause,
Hell yeah. Yeah.
and I'm definitely gonna
You know when they're
watch it. And
are they doing it again this year or
yes, I believe maybe June. I don't
okay.
know because there's quite a few people that get together,
Okay.
and I don't know if they can. Like, I don't know
Right.
with the corona. I don't know
Yeah,
the rules.
right. What is it
I
called?
got WrestleThon.
Wrestlethon, and then their stream or their charity is for.
I believe it's for Child's Play
Okay.
again. The one last night they're just doing the smaller one for the tournament bracket, and that was for No Kid Hungry. I donated to it last night. I try to help, and I have 10 WWE pops. I'm gonna donate, or I'm gonna use as an incentive for them, because that's actually where I won my capture card last year. Was I donated, and it put me in the drawing for it, and I won. So I am going to put up pops that are worth that capture card
Oh
as
hell
an
yeah.
incentive.
Well, yeah,
So
you got some pretty badass pops back there. You were telling me about some of them. Like, didn't you sell Jeffrey the Giraffe one for a couple thousand or?
yeah, made it rain.
Hell yeah.
I got my favorite one now. Melanie got me 11 of them for my birthday.
Oh hell yeah.
And my favorite one, I have a Guy Fieri one over here. That one's still sealed up and everything. And then she got me an Ice Cube one. He's like dressed up in his NWA days. I have all the Pokemon ones. I don't know. I have so many of them.
I've only got two. One is Ron Swanson from Park and Recs, and the other, and he's holding a little cup of coffee.
Yeah.
And I also got Lilu from The Fifth Element. I'm not saying I would do anything illegal, but I would kill a man for a Stone Cold Steve Austin Funko Pop.
Oh my gosh, dude.
I
Good
saw
luck.
yeah, I saw one time and it was over $100. I'm like, are you kidding me?
There's one that's him in his smoking skull vest.
Yeah.
Oh,
that would be
it's up
that'd
there
be
in
awesome.
price. Even the one with his jeans and Hell Yeah shirts, a couple hundred, I
Yeah.
believe. Sundays, Money in the Bank. On YouTube, they have been advertising it, and they're like, from the ground to the top floor. And the,
of the Stanford building, is that where it's at, or
I believe
the
so.
Stanford, Connecticut WWE building,
And
or is it
the
their?
top,
It's not, or is it at their performance center,
no, it said headquarters. It is at,
WWE headquarters?
yes, the top of it has, I don't know, there's like the ring, and there's evergreens around it, because they must have like a lawn up there or something. Well, it kind of gave me anxiety fucking looking up at it, because they're having they have ladders. They're gonna be on ladders and shit. So Melanie's been watching Total Bellas.
I haven't watched any of it really, but
Okay, it's made me a really big Daniel Bryan fan.
Daniel Bryan's the shit. He's an amazing wrestler, and even now with like the bad neck and stuff like that,
I believe, are they main eventing? They must be.
the men are
Money in the Bank men's.
Money in the Bank. Yeah, okay.
So Daniel Bryan, Aleister Black, Rey Mysterio, King Corbin, Otis, and AJ Styles. I low-key want Otis to win this. I just want to see Otis win, but I want Daniel Bryan to win. But I like Aleister Black, though.
Personally, I would like to see Aleister Black because I've watched him since he was on the Indies as Tommy End. There we go. Couldn't even remember his name.
Bad dude.
When he first showed up in NXT, he was like this dark, mysterious figure, like almost Undertaker style. Like he rose up from the mist and like
Yep.
all that. And then when they started having him cut promos, they put him in a suit and tie. Like where that just kills your mystique of this guy. Just drove me nuts.
Well, I think he's like a legit martial artist, isn't he?
Yeah, like kickboxer, I believe.
Yeah. Who'd you vote for? I say Daniel Bryan.
I could see Daniel Bryan. Who I would actually like to win would be Aleister Black, but I don't see that happening.
Oh, I don't think he's quite like...
I don't think he's pushed up there enough.
Right. He's still...
I could see Corbin winning it, actually. Now I'm going to change it. I'm going to say Darren Corbin. I forget about him, but I feel that he's going to be a top dog one of these days.
We move on to the women's Money in the Bank.
Asuka. Shayna Baszler, who
I don't know who that is.
Shayna Baszler, she's one of the 4 horsewomen of the UFC. So her, Ronda Rousey, and the other 2, I can't remember their names, but those 2 are also in NXT.
Okay, Nia Jax, Dana Brooke, Lacey Evans, and Carmella.
They've been pushing the hell out of Lacey Evans.
Yes, they have.
There's others out there I'd like to see win. As long as it's not Nia Jax, I'll be happy.
I want Carmella to win.
I think she won it last year, maybe, or the year before.
Yep.
Honestly, I could either see it being Baszler or Asuka.
I think they might give Asuka another push.
They need to, because she's phenomenal. Like,
she lost her chance when Rousey came in, didn't she?
Yeah, that kind of demoted her. And honestly, ever since her and Charlotte wrestled at Mania the couple years back and had, like, in my opinion, the match of the night. Her stock has plummeted. I mean, she's great in every role you put her in, but it just pissed me off. She's just my favorite fucking, honestly, probably my favorite wrestler on TV right now. So my pick's Asuka, but I could see Baszler winning it.
So now the WWE Championship, we got McIntyre versus Rollins.
I'm just gonna say Drew retains.
I think he keeps it as well.
Yeah, why take it off him already?
And they kind of hyped him the fuck up.
Oh yeah, he's the next dude. He's the guy right now. Plus, he beat the monster Brock Lesnar by having someone drop him that quick. It makes Lesnar kind of look like shit to me personally.
Yeah, yep. I like Rollins, Iowa boy, but
oh yeah, he's hot right now. He's a good heel. I like him better as a heel than I do as a face. I think he's doing a whole like Jesus of pro wrestling type gimmick right now, so he might be. I think he is wearing a glove. I'm not sure. It's been a while since I've actually watched, but he's kind of the Messiah, I guess, is what they're calling him.
Yes, that's right. Now, Universal Championship, Strowman versus Bray Wyatt. Ugh.
Don't care.
Is it the Fiend or is it? It's
Bray.
Wyatt,
It's Bray Wyatt. I have never had any interest in Braun Strowman. I see Braun keeping it.
I do too.
I mean, he also just won it, so I mean, maybe Wyatt turns into the Fiend and then takes it. I don't know, but I see Braun keeping it.
I think with him beating Goldberg and with it being his first time, that would be shitty to have him lose, but they've done it before. I mean, there's been, titles won Sunday night and then Monday night, either on Raw or Nitro, they change hands.
Right, yeah.
So SmackDown Women's Championship, Bayley and Tamina.
Bayley's my win, but if something goes awry, like the women's championship thing, I could see, or the women's Money in the Bank, I could see someone cashing it on her. And why isn't Sasha Banks in the?
Lacey Evans beat her in the qualifier match in April.
I think that Bayley accidentally got involved and accidentally cost Sasha Banks the match, and that kind of put a little heat in between them. So I mean, they're building a feud between those two. I'm just really surprised they didn't put Sasha in there and then have her cash it in and fuck over her buddy, but whatever. Bayley in my book.
I think Bayley's too hot right now to.
Yeah, she's a fantastic heel. She went from being like the baby face, to.
And then she gets a Karen haircut and.
Yeah, that's a naughty word. You can't say Karen anymore.
Oh my gosh.
I
didn't hear that.
I legit saw, like, I think it was a Twitter post, some chick saying that. Jesus. Are there more things that people can just get butthurt about?
So SmackDown Tag Teams, New Day, Champions, Forgotten Sons, The Miz.
Forgotten Sons. They were NXT, weren't they? They were in NXT for a while.
Lucha House Party. I don't know. I like the New Day, so I wonder who's wrestling for the New Day then.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Four. Are all 4 of them, or all 8 of them, going to be in the ring?
A fatal 4-way, yeah.
Can they do that? Because I thought they could only have 10 people.
It's in the WWE headquarters. There are no rules.
Oh, okay. We're just spreading the Rona.
That's 8 with the ref is 9. Well, it's no different than the Money in the Bank. That's 6.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's true.
Miz and John Morrison, I like them.
Okay, mine's on the New Day.
I could see the New Day keeping it. Raw Tag Team, Street Profits against the Viking Raiders. I do not like the Street Profits.
I don't either.
So
the one guy's super athletic. The other guy's
a fucking douche tool.
He's eating his fucking Cheerios, with his fucking little soup ladle fucking motion there. But I see the Street Profits winning.
And the one guy's back probably still hurts. Did you ever see that when he did a dive over the...
I did not see that. Did he fuck himself up?
Oh, yeah. But he did a dive over the top rope, and he was probably 3-4 feet away from the other guy. And he didn't catch him? No. It was flat back on the concrete.
Oh, nice. He missed him. The Miz did that to, I want to say it was R-Truth, like years back, but just completely did the dive over the top and like sidestepped him. He fell down, but Truth just did the flat bump on the ground. It was like, oh god damn.
The other guy was like still trying to play off his injury, like, oh, rolling, and dude, this guy just comes out of nowhere, just flat backs it right next to him.
And you're dead.
I think the last match of the nights for they're all title matches.
Yeah. Well,
Sami
they've
Zayn
got
and
40 fucking championships.
Drew
I mean,
Gulak.
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 Yeah. Gulak's a former cruiserweight champion. He's a good worker. He's a damn good worker. Him and Daniel Bryan had a hell of a wrestling match not too long ago. I really enjoyed it. I say Sammy keeps it. It would be cool for them to push Gulak a little bit, but I'm a Sami Zayn fan myself, so
Yeah, I like him. He's not my favorite, but
I think he's found his stride as the heel. That's the pay-per-view, isn't it? That's it.
doesn't it kind of seems like they're getting shorter and shorter. But
Which isn't bad because, like, is every pay-per-view gonna be 2 nights now? Because fuck, like, you got so many guys. You've got 3 brands.
well, they have them too often, I think.
Yeah, they're every like 2 weeks, it seems like.
Where AEW, I think they have one like every 2 months, 3 months maybe. I compare AEW to how UFC was back in the day, to where you would watch a pay-per-view and you knew every single name from the prelims to the main. With AEW, everybody that comes out, unless they're new that night, obviously, but like, I know, I've seen a couple times. And
I think it was last night. I crawled into bed and I started watching AEW Dark on YouTube. They ran down the list and I'm just like, okay, I don't know you, I don't know you, I don't know you. Colt Cabana wrestled Kip Sabian in the main, and I've heard of Kip Sabian. I've never seen him before, and then Colt Cabana. I know Colt Cabana. I've been on some shows with the guy. And just watching the entire show top to bottom, I felt like I was watching WCW Saturday Night. It had that feeling to it. I'm not knocking it. I actually really enjoyed it. It does have that WCW feel to it. That's kind of what I dig about it.
Yeah, it's got that WCW feel, and then sprinkle a little attitude era in there with the violence.
Oh yeah, and like one dude like flat out just flipped the other guy off for like 5 minutes straight, and I'm like, all right, that's the finger. Okay.
Jericho was on the table with JR, and Jericho's like, "You don't know shit. You're not shit." And he said it, "You son of a bitch." And it's on TNT, so that's what Nitro was on. But dude, he's just going off, and you bitch and saying shit, and
you can get away with saying anything nowadays. It seems like legit, you can get away with.
Have you ever been watching like South Park and they say fuck, but you're watching it like on TV? God, the first time it happened, it was a Saturday morning. I was up. South Park was on all day.
Hell yeah.
And I'm watching it. And I mean, it's like 6:30 in the morning. Cartman and Kyle and Stan are standing there. And one of them says, like, fuck. And I'm like, what? This is on TV. So Sci-Fi had that show. It's about the cars that they, like, drag raced. And then if they lost, the car ate the person.
What?
Like, I don't know. It was fucked up. It had Thad from Blue Mountain State in it.
Like, was it a reality show or
No. It was like a show, but
obviously, because cars can't eat people in real life.
Yeah, they would like grind the person up and like put the blood in for gasoline or something, and that's how the cars ran. I don't know. It was a fucked up show, but dude, they were saying fuck like every other word, and it was on Wednesday nights at 9:00 on Sci-Fi. So I googled it, and it said like they don't have to censor that stuff. Stations don't have to. Well, apparently on Sci-Fi after 9:00, it's a fucking free for all.
Raw vs Nitro growing up, like I said earlier with that WCW AEW After Dark thing, like the whole show had that WCW feel to it, and I feel like that's what is kind of missing right now, is that like you've got your WWE show, I mean your watered down WWE show compared to what Monday Night Raw was in the past. I haven't watched any of the Dynamite shows, but I can already see just by watching the YouTube show that they have that gritty, attitude-y stuff, whatever. But yeah, I mean, growing up, I would flip back and forth between each show, and WCW used to be the tamer of the two. So now it kind of, I see it as like it's kind of flipped coins here.
So what, Raw was on from 8 to 10, Nitro was 7 to 10.
Yeah.
I would watch Nitro out in the living room from 7 to 9, and then I had to go to bed, and then I would flip between Raw and Nitro, because every time I tried to watch it in the living room, Sable showing her titties or choppy pee pee, you know.
Yeah, when they tried to cut Val Venus's dick off.
Yeah,
That
like
was
I mean, I was
fantastic.
like, fuck, Raw, you're not helping me at all trying to watch you in front of my parents. I remember TNT was channel 36 and USA was 25, so I had those two channels on the memory and I'd switch back and forth. Dude, it was such a big deal when it ran past time.
Oh yeah, because that's when all the insane shit would happen. And I was a very heavy WWF guy, and don't get me wrong, I still really loved a lot of the WCW characters. I was leaning more towards the Raw side, and then I would flip over during commercials of Raw to WCW. But that last 10 minutes that overhung over top of that 10 o'clock mark was just like the holy grail of that show, just because your main event would end and all hell would break loose, or you would have a big old talk piece at the end where Stone Cold or whoever would come out and just whoop everybody's ass and drink a lot of beer. Like that was
Right.
fucking great.
I remember the first time I saw Raw, it was Stone Cold was chugging beers, and then I think Mankind came out, and I was like, oh, like, you know, these are their characters, and then, you know, here comes this guy with like a leather face mask on, and a dude is, you know, slamming brews together and chugging them. Like, okay, you know, the Undertaker, and then Degeneration X, and
It was moving in that direction, that gritty direction that stole them that spotlight, that stole that.
it did me. I mean, I watched when I could. I was still pretty young.
WCW was still very campy until they went to the new era of Monday Night Nitro. Like, they tried to be the new hip thing. They just didn't have the characters that would do it for them. It just didn't jive well.
No, and I mean, any kid, you know, like me, once I saw the action, oh my God, there's blood, and he just said, damn. I would have lost my goddamn mind if I watched ECW.
Oh God, yeah, I remember watching ECW. I was like one of the only people, because that's how I got into wrestling. Like, all the kids watched watched wrestling. You had your WCW crowd, and then you had your WWF guys. I overheard them start talking about wrestling. It's like, oh, you see this happen and that happened. So I finally checked it out, and it was I turned on an episode of Raw, and I saw Stone Cold talking to Vince McMahon or something. And he smacked him in the nuts, gave him a stunner, and fucking got carried away by the cops. I'm like, this is wrestling? Okay.
This shit's awesome.
Right? Yeah, fuck yeah. And so I started like recording all the pay-per-views and then dishing it out to all the guys. Then I finally got into ECW. I'm like, hey guys, you gotta check this shit out. But yeah, no, I remember turning on and I'm like, I saw Rob Van Dam, and he was the whole fucking show. RVD 420 says, I just smoked your ass. I'm like, wait, I know what he's talking about. But yeah, no, they had so many guys. I remember catching like the Sandman and him coming in drinking a case of beer in his entrance to enter Sandman. Tajiri was the shit. Super crazy. Jerry Lynn, a bunch of these guys who could actually work fantastic matches. They didn't get enough praise. Like, Jerry Lynn is a fucking amazing worker.
And then 99 to 2000, it was on TNN.
TNN, okay, yeah, so it was TNN. Then they turned to Spike, and WWF went to that station for, I can't even remember for how long.
Raw was on fucking Chicago Sportnet or something.
They left the USA Network, and
they were on TNN. They were on
Fox Sportnet or Fox Sports.
Fox Sportnet.
Yeah,
Fox Sports. That's what it was. Because they were on TNN like 2000s, like 2001 maybe.
Yeah.
It was when Kane was still a badass.
Yeah, they fucked
Kane
up.
Like mask still on, you know, and
it was so cool to see Kane without his mask finally. But then when that happened, it was just like, it
is over.
Yeah.
I mean, I liked him. I always liked him.
Well,
but
to me, it got to a point when he had his mask on where they came to Ames for a Raw. We went. It was like Kane, Booker T, Gold Dust, and somebody else. They were doing a little funny thing in the backstage, and then Kane comes in and he's like, cuts this funny promo, and it's like, it's hilarious because it's busting people up. Like, you totally see Booker T like covering his mouth laughing. But then you look back and Kane like originally talked with a fucking trachea in his neck and saying he would light people on fire, and it's like he was supposed to be mentally ill. Now he's
Yeah.
cutting jokes and doing spinneroonies and what you gonna do when this big red machine runs wild on you and shit, and it's like, all right, yeah, you lost the character, you're done.
TNA kind of had a good run there when the ring was still the octagon or whatever the fuck it
The
was.
six sides.
Yeah, so that's not an
Did,
octagon.
I can't.
But
Did they? I can't remember if they started out with the six sides.
from what I remember, because didn't they have the X division or whatever?
They did the weekly pay-per-views. Their weekly show was $10 on pay-per-view every week, and I paid for it. I paid for every fucking week. I watched it from the beginning to, I'm pretty sure, till they got their first TV deal. But yeah, they had the X division. That's where guys like AJ Styles, Low Key, The Amazing Red, Christopher Daniels,
Samoa Joe.
Samoa Joe. I mean, that was a little ways into it, but Scott Hall was there. Jeff Jarrett was there. R-Truth actually built a name there. He was a hell of a heel. Brian Lawler was there. Yeah, it was awesome back then because you had all these. This is when the indies started making a difference in wrestling, because you had all these guys coming in out of nowhere from these indie promotions, when Ring of Honor was all these names coming in and having just these insane matches you've never seen before. It was fantastic. I loved it. I can't even look at Twitter anymore.
Even Facebook, they need to make a Mark Zuckerberg. I'm sure you're listening because we have millions
Fucking
and
lizard
millions
person.
of fans.
Lizard person.
Make a marketplace app, please. I don't need Facebook. I just want marketplace. I hope this isn't hooked up to anything. I have my remote for my RGB lights, and I'm just hitting buttons.
Why are their penises floating around on the TV screen?
Yeah, like I said, I got those 11 pops. My birthday's Saturday, but Melanie, we're not very good at keeping like surprises.
Oh yeah.
So she's like, "Hey, 4 of your pops came in. I believe it was Eevee, Mewtwo, Pichu, and Mr. Mime." Anyway, those games. No, I still haven't got Marvel Ultimate Alliance because of freaking Call of Duty.
Yeah.
They keep putting double XP.
I'll show you double
so
XP.
I play that. Double XPP.
God.
I want to get into like figurines or kind of like statues, I guess. So when Craig, Rashad, Tony, and I go to Des Moines and look at Jay's CDs and hobby.
Yeah, they got some
They'll
cool
have,
shit
like,
there, I hear.
Yeah. They'll have like figurines in the back, and it's like Wolverine standing over Captain America, and Wolverine's claws are going through a shield. And they're like a couple $100. I want to get into those, but that's expensive.
Yeah, it's a lot of fucking money.
Like these, you can just display them, just stack them on top of each other and let it go,
Right.
Those need like shelves and just, I don't know. There's a really cool Punisher one I want. There's a Hulk one that's badass. What about you? Anything you need or want collectible wise?
But I'm just getting shit for my gecko tanks that I'm making. I'm actually going to be making one this coming week that is going to have like real live plants growing in it and shit like that. So I've got like some dirt that actually came in the mail. So that Game Pass on Xbox. What the fuck did I just hit? Oh, my light. So got rid of that, freed up 100 gigabytes of space, and I went through the Game Pass and I downloaded a few games. The Power Rangers platform fighter, Battle for the Grid.
Yeah, I saw it on there. Is it any good?
It's kind of dope, yeah. I didn't play much of it. So they've got a story mode, and it's actually pretty cool because it follows the story of Evil Tommy in a different dimension as Lord Draken, and he's the combination of the Green Ranger and the White Ranger, and he basically crosses dimensions and is going to take over, basically eradicate all of existence. It's pretty fun to get in if you like platform fighters. I'm not a big platform fighter guy, but I had some fun. What else did I download? Ori and the Will of the Wisp.
I've read that's really good.
It's the second of it, and I didn't see the first one before I downloaded it, but I wish I did because it's on there. But yeah, it's really cool. It's such a beautiful looking game. I'm going to download the first one, and I'm actually probably going to play through that one.
Streets of Rage 4 is on there.
I saw that, yeah, and I actually watched a
It's
trailer for it. And
co-op. Do you want to play it?
yeah, I'll download it. It
I
sounds
will
like some
too.
fun.
It's only like 4 MB or something.
Well, like, so I watched a trailer on it, and a couple of the levels reminded me of Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time.
I think there's some of that, and I know a lot of Streets of Rage 2's in it.
Like, I did get to watch Alien today. It's pretty
The
cool.
first one,
Yeah,
the
the
original.
OG Alien.
Wow.
It was so cringy. It was all right. Oh yeah, okay, got to make a point of this. So the entire movie,
Sigourney Weaver.
Sigourney Weaver, yeah. So she's got this god awful mullet going on throughout the entire movie, and she's in a jumpsuit, and people are getting their shit pushed in by this alien, and everybody dies except for her. She gets to the safety plane or whatever, and then blasts off and blows up the whole tank that she's on, the space tank or whatever, floats off into space, and she's like, oh, all right, all's good, got away from the alien, I'm just gonna take my jumpsuit off and get into something a little bit more comfy. How she's kept this white cotton, and I'm saying like bleach white cotton pantaloons, like, that are 4 sizes too small for her. Dude, this underwear wouldn't fit on my daughter. Meanwhile, she's reaching over, doing something on the computer. Boom, an alien pops out. It's like, your undies are still clean. How have you not shit your pants with this alien chasing you the entire time, the entire movie? Especially when something bursts out of a dude's chest. You have had the same undies on the entire time. Just that.
They would have been thrown behind the toilet somewhere.
You'd be like, I'm just gonna, bloop. Nope. Where I'm going, I don't need undies. That's all I pulled out of that movie. The entire thing too was just, you have clean undies at the end of this? No way. Don't believe it.
Not sure if that was their hope of your taking from it.
I don't even have clean undies on when I start watching this movie. What's up, everybody? I hope you enjoyed the podcast. We are live every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Central Time. Feel free to check out the channel for more videos. If you enjoyed the video, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and come back and see us again.